extremely fascinated as a human about another intelligent life.
We got a very special thing we're doing here today. It's sort of a different thing, but again, it goes back to when we tell anybody that's our guest or anybody around us, if we could help in any shape, way, or form, please let us know, and we will try our best to make that happen. And this is just one of those situations where I think we need to bring more awareness to these events and these great causes that are being part of this community. We need to showcase more of what you're doing today. This is an artist that I've had started knowing through Instagram, and then you got brought up again by George Mass Attack when he did his show. What was it, a Nest Fest?
Yeah, Nest Fest 2021.
And you were drawing live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was another occasion that I knew about you, and then from others in the Instagram post, and then got more reintroduced to you thanks to the Agora, because last time you had some art displayed here when I was also here bending.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is amazing. That's pretty cool. And then again, I got reintroduced to you by Shape. He was talking about how he's gonna be working with you on what we're currently working on now, which is amazing to see now. But this is Viviana.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about this beautiful, amazing event that just keeps getting better the more I hear about it. It is definitely something that is needed, and is definitely such a big-hearted event, just to say that, because the meaning behind all this is something beautiful that you don't see so often within the people within your circles. You see it more of a big company, corporate thing, not as local people that that are making something like this happen, which is amazing and beautiful to hear about. So please let us know about your event happening this weekend.
It is, I'm very excited. I'm super excited. It's something that I kind of started planning at the end of last year, and this year speaking to Stephen Walsh, who I got acquainted to thanks to Shapeless, of course.
Shout out to Steve.
Oh yeah, both of them are great people. The last event that I had, or I didn't have it, but I came to the winter market and I was showing work there. I got acquainted with the space a little bit more, and I realized that community is always going to be really important to me. You see people like, I saw you there. I see, I think Izzy came too.
Yeah.
Shape is always around, which I appreciate seeing a familiar face for sure all the time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And just, good music, food, this, that, and the other. And then there's people too within your own community that you don't really know until, you run into them. People are selling candles and such. So I wanted to make sure that this was a community-oriented event for sure, celebrating something celebrating. I feel like we hear so often about the East Side, the bad things that happen.
Yeah.
The unfortunate, someone just got shot on 95th and so, you know what I mean? So I feel like I really wanted this to embody just good vibes, good energy, celebratory nature for sure. So this event from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday it's going to be 6:30 to 10, and then Sunday is going to be a little bit earlier. It's going to be from 1 to 5. So basically it's a women's show. It's a bit hard to explain because I've tried to. It's an experience, you know what I mean?
Right.
Friday we're gonna have live performers. That's gonna be mostly, you know what I mean, like musicians. So we're gonna have Jaya Bayani. We're going to have Evan. We're going to have Rhea Chicago. We're going to have Kyra Love. Actually, she's going to be going on Sunday. And then we're going to have Phoenix.wave. I haven't seen Phoenix perform yet, but I'm excited for sure. Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have a lot of performers then.
Yeah, but also we're going to have a mix of spoken word poets. So one spoken word poet is going on Friday. She goes by Go Find Mars on Instagram, so if you guys want to follow her for sure. All of her work is amazing. Hearing, I think, spoken word poetry in person is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday is dance night, so nothing really, you know what I mean? Nothing really performance-wise, but as, you know, there's going to be one of the pieces, actually. So Alina used to be one of my mentors back when I was at Sky Art. And I got the privilege to work with her. I didn't get to work with her as much as I wanted to because she was typically working with younger students, but just like the power of someone's mind and their spirit, the energy they put forth, I think people like her is something that really inspired me to do work like this. I want to transition into events like this. Yeah, definitely. She was one of the people that you don't think about it until you come to make a project like this, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a key part of my, you know, upbringing.
Shout out.
And everyone that I've met at Sky Art, to be honest, you know what I mean, especially Shape, he's taught me so much. Definitely.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's amazing. Yeah, so Saturday, dancing for sure. So Lena's piece, she has a GIF that's going to be on repeat. It's really cool, actually. So, you know, with the disco ball and that thing going in the background, it's going to be a pretty fun time, you know.
I'm a visual person, so
right?
That's amazing.
I'm all about, you know, the ambience. The environment is key, exactly. Music, visuals, all of it. Sense if we can, you know, if I make it work. Sunday, though. So Sunday's going to be from 1 to 5. I added in a little razzle dazzle at the end. I'm not gonna lie.
That's gonna be amazing.
Well, now listen, you got to hear what the razzle dazzle is, though.
Oh.
So, okay, so the first performer we have is her name's Ashley, spoken word poet, and then we have Lati, who's another spoken word poet, TG. And then Kyra, who sings, she, instead of going on Friday, she's going to be going on Sunday if she can make it from Boston, because congratulations to her, but she just got a job out there.
Yeah,
so she's going to try to fly back out here. But to close the ceremony, so from 4 to 5, which it ends at 5, we're going to have a sound bath. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's basically like the singing bowls with, like, you know what I mean?
Crystal bowls.
Right. Not to like simplify it, but it's like the crystal bowls with like a stick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes noise and the vibrations heal you. And so that's, I figure, you know, after so much audio, so much things that we're always on our phone, I feel like that's such a healing way to kind of close out the event, you know what I mean? Leave with a good vibe and just head out or enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So that's going to be with Omega Holistic Wellness.
Shout out to Sarah.
I said, yeah, exactly. So, you know, bring a pillow, blanket. It's, you know, I'm sure you don't want to sit on the floor just by itself.
Right.
So, yeah, that's pretty much the event. But basically, what the event is doing, it started as just a simple, this is a gallery after all, so we were going to just show visual work. But, you know, if you're going to do something, might as well go all out with it.
Yes.
So the pieces are all being sold for, basically all the proceeds are going to go to a women and children's shelter here in Chicago.
Wow, see, that's what I'm saying right there. That's something you get to witness.
I'm so grateful for all these people, because none of us are getting paid for it, mind you, but they're all donating their time, their talent, their energy, like all of it. So, you know, and that's performers and that's the visual artists, of course. So yeah, all the pieces that are being sold, they're going to be going to, the proceeds at least are going to Casa Esperanza project. Over there, you know, it's people kind of women and children dealing with cycles of trauma, abuse, homelessness, and unfortunately, given that we are in a lower income part of Chicago, most of us in the area either are or know people that have dealt with at least one of those three. Unfortunate, of course, because no one should, or, you know, we would hope that no one would experience those things, but the fact of the matter is it does happen. And I say cycles of trauma, homelessness, and abuse because it typically is not, you don't hear the stories of it happens one and then it's done. You hear generational trauma. You hear, my kids are dealing with this too now with, you know, a partner that they sought out because it's someone similar to their parent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's tragic, but I think as it is in times of inflation especially, you think, what am I lacking? What am I lacking? What am I lacking? And you really don't even think, well, there's people out there that are struggling way worse than you, and they've been struggling for way longer than you have. And that's not a competition at all, because they shouldn't even be in that position in the first place. But, you know, it's a cause that's really important to me. And I just wanted to make sure that we can help in some way. So if you're able to, I would love if you could make a donation. If you're going to buy a piece, I hope you know that the money is going to, made sure of it, it's going to care packages for the women once they graduate out of that shelter program. So once they move out, that means that it's going to dishes, it's going to silverware, it's going to toothpaste, it's going to blankets, it's going to things like that, so that it's not, you know, it's one less thing that they have to stress about once they leave. They already have to think about, how do I get a job? How do I keep a job? Homeless people, when you see them on the street, you hear people judging them sometimes, unfortunately, but the truth of the matter is, if they go in, presentation is key, you know what I mean? And you're not always going to get a job the way that some, you know, circumstances may make you seem, you know? So I just want to make sure that they have at least a little something, some type of stability, one less thing that they have to worry about. And I would hope that if this becomes a larger thing, then we can help with even more programs, which actually, that's another part of the event.
It keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I'm just super excited that this is coming to life, you know?
Yeah. It's amazing to hear about it and to see it happen in front of my eyes. Like I said, it's just not something I'm used to seeing in person compared to seeing it by big companies. And it just makes me so happy because everybody that's connected, like I said, it's not a coincidence to 93 Studios or any kind of connection there. You're seeing this movement of a lot of people coming in together to bring this community to life again, to bring love back to this community, to bring healing back to this community, which is amazing. And it ties back to you having that last day with Sarah doing the healing, the crystal ball healing, and it just comes to a full circle for me, being an outside perspective and seeing your story of this community, of what they've been through, and now through also Steve, seeing what they've been through before. And right now, like I remember I said that this is on this community is like they lost a love, a breakup. And right now we're in a part where we're trying to get back together and heal.
Yeah.
And like I said, it ties back to me saying it's beautiful to see everybody doing all this together to bring healing to the community. Like my boy Jedi here, he's trying to bring healing through fitness. Art, we're here with Shapeless, with you, art, and not even art in a simple form of painting, but more than music and everything experiences. It's beautiful to see. It's definitely a beautiful thing to see. I don't know. What does this mean to you personally? What even made you jump to get into this idea of not only doing an event, but having all the proceeds go to a shelter?
I've experienced a couple of them, of the causes that I'm trying to help advocate for. It's not fun, you know, but also in that process, I think it helped me understand that even when you don't know how to ask for help, you still need it.
Yeah.
That doesn't take away the fact that you need the help. You're struggling, you're trying to get through everything, you're trying to power through, you're trying to, your goals, your dreams, you don't think about them anymore because you're thinking, how do I survive today? And then you think, how do I survive tomorrow? And then you're panicking, like living in a state of fear, you know what I mean? So I think for me it was mostly helping, like in a way, my attempt to ease the struggles of someone else that has to go through it. And maybe they're pregnant. I'm 21, I'm not pregnant, thank God, you know what I mean? But I'm sure someone else is, maybe even younger, in that situation, and like, you know, it's difficult. I understand that for sure. So just kind of thinking about this whole process, it was really important to me to also acknowledge the fact that there were times where people did want to help, but they didn't know how. Did like the idea of helping, but they didn't know where to start, or, you know, like how to offer the help, how often. They didn't want to offend me. Like, there were so many things. And I feel like there's a lot of times where, not only with this, but in general, sometimes people need, I don't want to say to feel led, but they need like a starting point. And then they'll start putting in their pennies. They'll start putting in their, well, here I have some extra napkins, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I have some extra plates. I have some extra food. Like, mutual aid is such a powerful thing that as a student, as a person, as like a person in their, you know, early 20s, they're building blocks and they all help. It's not just one little thing and you're set, and it's not, you know, oh, it's just a piece of bread. No, that piece of bread helps when you have nothing. It's, you know, a snack, you know what I mean?
It tastes delicious.
Right. I haven't had, you know, maybe that person hasn't had Wonder Bread in years, you know, and that little nostalgia helps them push on, like, ooh, I want to get that again. Let me work a little harder so I can get that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think every little thing helps. And if anything, it doesn't hurt to raise money, or it doesn't hurt to bring the community together to make sure that we know that there's a shelter right there. It's not that far. There's another one by OLG. And quite honestly, another thing is that motivated this event in particular. So about 2 years ago, right before COVID, right after COVID, like right during the fall of 2020, that whole year I was looking forward to getting into installations. And I was making a couple about something similar about, you know, cyclical, you know, how the negative stuff kind of cycles out basically and affects people's lives sometimes throughout the generations. And I was realizing I had to stop myself. It was heavy, you know, it was heavy. I couldn't do it. And for my own health, I had to stop. So as much as I wanted to continue it, I couldn't. I didn't have it in me. And between, you know, like creating art, I'm sure that many artists can, you know, test to this. It's like, it's supposed to be a healing experience. At least you enjoy it. Fun. It doesn't have to be deep all the time, but it was not fun for me anymore. So I had to take a step back, and where I planned like a whole show, I planned a whole thing, I had to cancel it all. And I felt terrible because not only did I feel I let myself down, but also some of the people that were going to be in the show. But I felt like this time around, I was brainstorming for like 2 years straight. I was like, how do I still help the cause? How do I still contribute to something that I really believe in, but not have it weigh me down and then feel like I'm starting from scratch again? So I felt like this was such a powerful way to contribute to the cause, you know what I mean? Because it's celebratory, it's light, it's fun. And, you know, during Women's History Month, I felt like it was kind of perfect timing, you know what I mean? Like March, you know? Dancing is such a healing force. Music is such a healing force. Art is such a healing force. You can heal a community with all three of those. So I feel like it was right timing for sure. And if you're celebrating it, people can enjoy the experience more probably than reliving it with some of the installations that I was going to be doing. So, yeah.
How long have you been doing art?
I feel like that's the first question they ask every artist, right?
That's the first Google response. What should I ask?
Listen, Google is helpful for many. It's a powerful tool.
ChatGPT told me that.
Yeah, no. So from what I've been told, I mean, I've always known. I've always been a little stubborn, you know what I mean? The way that I started with art was I had a little Fisher-Price table in my kitchen when I was, you know, again, like a preschooler, I'm assuming. My mom was oftentimes, more often than not, the single mother in my life. So she was Wonder Woman in my life. Like, she was doing everything under the sun, stressed out, you know. Quite honestly, going through hard times, a lot of it. But there, like, if anyone can get shit done, it was gonna be my mom.
Yeah.
So, you know, going through a job, wanting to do full time, but she couldn't. So she had us because she couldn't afford babysitting past a certain rate. You know what I mean? So she made things work, and that's been a whole crazy experience. I could talk about her for days, but yeah, no, definitely. She just, when I think about my experiences, and then when I think about her experiences, like, I don't desire to try everything that she's done, but like, wow, that's the first thing that I've got to say when I think of my mom. Since she was always busy, she was trying to, you know, even cook meals, make sure that we were eating healthy. Like, she cared, you know what I mean? She would give me crayons and like paper. She was like, here, ponte you know, color or something, you know what I mean? While she's making something in the kitchen. Right. While she's trying to get some dishes done and stuff. And I apparently didn't want to, because what I wanted was a quality time, you know what I mean? And so I would tell her, like, come over here, you draw with me, you draw for me, you do this, that, and the other. Wow. But I think eventually with time, what she said was, I just kind of realized that, like, she's busy, you know what I mean? So I'd start drawing, and I'd start drawing, and I'd start... Now, when I got to elementary school, I think, to be honest, it was mostly the praise, the good feedback of, like, what you're doing is good. Like, you're staying inside the lines, you're doing this, and then it translates to, oh, it actually looks like a pig. It doesn't look like some scribble, you know, like whatever. Yeah. And I think it's those little baby steps that make you, or that made me, if I'm being quite honest, I didn't fully like that about my artistic journey at all times, but yeah, it was definitely those, like, okay, so I'm doing something right, you know, at different stages of my life. And then when I was like 16, by then I was already at Sky Art. They had introduced a program called Project Third Space, and it was basically you had to interview into it, you had to submit a portfolio, you had to do like a series of interviews, and I think a resume if you had one, to get into the program, because they were going to pay you with a stipend. And they couldn't take everybody, of course, so it was supposed to be from kids like 14 and to like 17, I want to say 24, something like that. Mm-hmm. So thankfully through there, I think when I was like 16, I made a piece that's actually at Under the Bridge Studio, the really big pink one. Yeah. That one means the world to me.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that
one. Can I read this?
Oh, go ahead, okay. By all means.
Oftentimes, society portrays women as the weaker sex, a creature that can create life, warmth, love, and a nurturing environment, but cannot contribute anything of substance to the world except beauty and a man's child. A woman's abundant nature is something that should not go unappreciated. Women can create art to heal a community from scraps, lessons from pain. Choosing to create instead of destroy is a sign of a powerful person. Pivotal y poderosas son las mujeres. And that is you.
Oh,
did you? No, so where did, when I read that instantly like captured and took me on a journey instantly. Yeah. And to me, I love art that does that sends you, like, there's substance and depth, like, oh, that hit my heart real quick, like, oh, there's depth. Yeah. Can you go in depth with that?
Well, first off, thank you.
Beautiful painting, by the way. That one, oh right. Man, that one, a lot of compliments to that. All my friends, everyone that came, like, whoa. You can feel the emotion that jumps out at you.
That piece was definitely pivotal for me, you know. It was one of those things where, like, you know, I can't fully figure it out. I don't know if I'm going to plan it or not, but then you just start, and then you continue, and then you continue, and then you continue. And so for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's basically like a girl with long hair, kind of hanging out of not hanging out, but like part of her torso is kind of like, right, like holding out of the window. She's holding some flowers, some leaves in her hand, and she's crying, but she's kind of like embracing herself, you know what I mean? The whole piece is pink, and basically what that to me portrayed was, you know, it's a moment, we all have moments, right, where we get emotional and we either retreat. Some people need to be around people have different ways of kind of consoling themselves and making sure that they're okay. That to me was like an individual that has to step aside, make sure that they're good first. And sometimes that comes with loneliness. Sometimes that's not a choice, that they're, you know, chilling out by themselves, making sure that they're fine. So yeah, I feel like my favorite part about that piece is actually the way that, to me, the symbolism of the tears running to the flowers, because it's supposed to grow the flowers.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's the sun.
Kuna Matata.
Buying some flowers right now.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That cut deep.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Because you don't see
beautiful.
the roots. You don't see the roots. You don't see most of the stem. You don't see if they're cut. You don't know where it's hiding from. You don't know if it's from behind the wall of that she's hanging out of.
Wow.
But you know that they're growing. They don't look dead at all.
No.
They're flourishing. It's probably one of the most vibrant parts of the piece, even though they're not the biggest part,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and the peace lily, that's one of my mom's favorite flowers. And looking into the symbolism, it's very, peace, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
Tranquility.
for herself, for the subject.
A lot of people, it's amazing, they translate or connect flowers to mothers. I think Cosmo said the same thing about symbolism and mother. And then right here, I got a tattoo also that was a skull head with a hammers, which represented my dad, and then the flowers represented my mom.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like growth is like the person that makes sure that you're getting water, the person that makes sure you're getting sun, like the person that helps you grow.
Nurturing.
Yeah, nurturing, perfect. So it's amazing to see that connection with other artists.
When did you get that tattoo?
Oh,
When he was 8.
this was when I lived in Nashville.
Mexico.
So
We all have that one stick and poke, you know what I
12
mean?
years or something, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is an old tattoo.
Wow.
Sometimes it's earlier ones that mean the most, or sometimes it's just a stupid tattoo. But I
Yeah.
feel like that one means a lot.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hmm.
Are you from the area?
I am.
Without giving like exact, but
Right.
vicinity. Where's the upbringing?
So I think I moved 2 or 3 times when I was on the east side. I went to, for most of the time, it was Sacred Heart. I bounced back to a different high school because my dad moved. So I wasn't really here much, but I've always been in the area regardless because I have family here. So most of my life, I would say that I've been on the east side for sure. Mm-hmm.
As an artist, like a lot of these Stephen Walsh, they come back and they bring that love or that, to me, like a Voyager outside experience back to where they grew up, to the roots. And another thing I wanted to mention is that you're debuting a brand.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that's another focus point we need to look into,
She's been busy this year, you know what I mean?
She's been busy.
She's been busy.
Do you have like a nickname? Like Shapeless. Do you have like an art name?
So
yeah.
I've been
Alter ego.
circulating around a few. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I've settled quite yet. It used to be like Virdo. It was 2 V's. I basically, my first initial, my last initial, I just turned them so that they look like 2 V's. And there's more mural stuff to come with some of that stuff, but then I changed it to Vita Flowers. So through life, basically, you know what I mean? And then flowers because the brand that I just started, and it's called Steel Flowers.
Steel Flowers.
Steel Flowers.
Wow.
You like the name?
And it connects you back to this place, which is
Right.
beautiful.
Steel City,
Yes,
right?
to the Steel
Yeah,
City.
exactly. And I feel like it's just, I'm excited for that. I really am. Right now, it's focused on, it's like an art base. I'm really trying to get more art therapists to work with us in the team.
Art therapy.
Art therapy.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Footnote on that one.
Therapist, yeah.
I'm so excited for it. It's basically through experiences for the soul. So there's going to be a lot of installations to come. There's going to be a lot of, but with, of course, in Art Therapy Foundation.
Yeah.
It's important to me, healing is so important, especially for, not only for women, of course, because this is a women's show, but for men, you know what I mean? The therapy, you hear so many stories of people not feeling able to reach out to someone, have someone stable that they can rely on with emotions, But also, the fact of the matter is, we're in the East Side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
Trauma.
Yeah, trauma, not only personal, but financial, So when it comes to finances, too, sometimes that can lead into personal. So there's healing, and a little extra healing never hurts,
Wow.
ever.
That's what you want to base the brand off of, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Amazing, yeah.
Nah, she ain't say nothing about money, about, hey, I want to increase my profits over the quarter. Nah, son. Wow, I want to bring it back to where she grew up.
To heal, to heal where I grew up at.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And then something I wanted also touch base was on like the actual, where you're gonna be donating to the shelter.
Yeah, so that basically it's going to be Casa Esperanza. Currently, they're pretty understaffed. When you hear of a lot of people that are trying to help others, unfortunately, that's the pattern. You know what I mean? So right now, if you want to donate to Casa Esperanza, I do have their email. It's casaesperanzaproject@gmail.com. Currently, there's one director. They have 2 employees, and those 2 employees are not very...
Wow.
They're not around much.
They're probably packed to the gills.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the area.
Miss Elaine is a busy woman,
Wow.
So I think any way really that we can help out to, even if I understand some people don't feel comfortable donating money, that's fine, but like time,
energy,
you know what I mean?
socks.
Like
There's
if everyone knows a skill, you can teach a skill to a group of women and their kids, because it's not just them, it's their children too. Toys, you know what I mean? They have blankets. It's always going to be cold in Chicago. We're in the city of bipolar weather,
Smart weather.
Yeah.
Louisiana's margin is getting cold like February.
As long as it's not snowing in April, I'm all good. You know what I mean?
You never know, though. That's the crazy thing.
We never know. Well, what did our parents say? Uno nunca sabe. So there we go. But yeah, I will say though, Casa Esperanza, although they do have a PayPal, they're not too sure on how to work it. So cash and check is typically the best to head in that direction. And like I said, if you want to donate your time, teach some classes and things of that nature, that's always appreciated for sure. I'm going to be over there actually myself. So this weekend is the show, and then next Tuesday I'm going to be teaching art classes to the women out there. And I'm just grateful that they're going to have me, you know what I mean? So I'm going to meet incredible women. I'm going to meet their incredible children too. We're going to make a couple art projects, and then we're going to also make a vision board, because that's important, So
you are healing. You're one of the healers. And thank you for that. That's amazing. That's why I wanted to bring focus on them too, because that's important. That's what you're doing. It's important to know their name too, and for the community to know where to go or where the resources are going to. And also, if people want to come in, sometimes people are lazy.
Yeah.
If you just want to donate, come here and donate. Get a piece, donate, made a freehand donation. There's going to be a place for that too. So let's heal each other.
With 2 raffle baskets with movies and stuff. So I mean,
raffle.
I saw the Notebook over there.
We got the raffle baskets too.
That's the one of the best movies ever, right? I saw. Sorry, I was peeking through the.
Oh yeah, we got some snacks in there. I dried some flowers for you guys. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Oh yeah, we got the whole thing. 2 whiskey glasses in the brown one, and then in the pink one, there's a couple more fun stuff.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's cool.
It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. So I know that the shelter's going to be expanding, and they're trying to do more for the community. So again, those donations go to a bigger cause that's going to pay a lot more than just what you're putting in, in a lot of ways.
So I'm just becoming familiar with you, Viviana, artist from the area, a local artist. To me, I'm learning that you're not just an artist. To me, you're an advocate. You're a philanthropist. You're a healer. And now you're an art therapist. You're increasing my vocabulary. So Shape kind of put us aboard like, yo, let's get connected and everything. And now I know why. Because you're not just, you're doing multiple things on multiple levels, multiple waves. Yeah. And we need people like you. And for me to see you at such a young age, like leading the charge, like, oh, wow. Yo, we got some work to do. So anything we can do to help with not only you, the art show, or anything for the community, really. Yeah. Because this is our community. Yeah. And who better to heal it than us, you know? Yeah. Versus someone outside that might not understand us. They might not know what we went through, you know? So,
yes, but we're never going to say no to the resources.
Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all.
Resources are important, you know?
Absolutely. No, but to me, like Freddie kind of said it before, with anything, for me and anything, it kind of starts within. Yeah. So this is us and me. I'm learning more about you, and it's not, you just don't paint to sell art just to make money. Yeah. There's so much more behind it. So if you can just leave us with a little tidbit of, I kind of gave us, but who is Vivi?
Pues I am a Mexican-American artist who's a marketing student and does graphic design that loves art but loves people more than anything. And because I love people and I love art, I think it will always be part of my life, part of my journey to make sure that I incorporate those two, make sure that they're prioritized in my life. So even through marketing, guess what's going at the top? If I can find some way to help people through the arts preferably, I'm going to do it. And I know that community people, you know, when you get a community together like this weekend, hopefully, you know, so much can be done. So much can be done. And it's more than getting together to make you look better as a person, promote yourself, you know what I mean? Like, if you just live your truth, speak your truth, and actually act like it, then you'll get way further in life. And more importantly for yourself, you're going to feel it, and you're going to feel that glow, and you're going to grow a lot. So I think between growth, my love for people, and art, those are priorities for me. And I'm excited to see my own growth and journey through this all. Because who knows, right now I'm 21 doing this, and in 10 years from now, hopefully I'm doing that in different countries, you know?
Ooh, nice. Yes.
Thank you.